Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing if you like content like this in the future that you want to see. And I don't want to be too long and lengthy in this introduction, but right now with everything that is going on, I hope I can bring you guys a moment of distraction, a little bit of solace, and also take a minute to put some inspiration on the screen that might help you guys through this really difficult time. Without any further ado, I want to get started on this look right here. It's just a really beautiful soft halo eye that I curated. So let's get started. I'm going to start again with a nude color about the same color as my skin. Ooh. Let's not get carried away, Kendra. Let's prime the eyelids. I'm just going to go ahead and grab my Unique Splurge Cream Shadow in the shade Victorious. And with my finger, apply that to the lids. You might consider grabbing this skin tone color on a blending brush, excuse me. This is a Unique blending brush. Tap off any excess, and I will begin to move that in the crease. And also all the way up to the brow bone just to set my eyelid. Next, grabbing a shade that is slightly darker than my natural skin tone, I will use a little bit of a more defined brush. I'm just going to grab a MAC 217. It's right in front of me here. And slip this brown color. We're going to stay nice and neutral, very beginner friendly, just really neutral. Hopefully. I'm hoping that I can take some distraction. What am I trying to say? I can't even think of the word. At the same time, I'm going to go ahead and dip into that same color and just go ahead and slide it underneath my under eye area, my lower lash line. Just add a little bit of dimension. I actually originally planned to do a really fun look, and I'm going to go ahead and insert the picture right now. This really beautiful sunset eye look that I created. It was right about this time last year that I created this look, when both of my kids were still napping and I could spend an hour doing makeup. I was originally intending to do that eyeshadow look for you guys today, but it takes just a little bit longer, and I only have probably about an hour and a half that I want to spend filming today. Anastasia A25, I'm gonna use a shade that is kind of a brick red, so go find that if you're following along. And I'm gonna add that to the inner third and the outer third of my eyelid. We're gonna do a nice, beautiful halo eye today. Really tap off that extra. As you get more pigment, you're likely to get more fallout. It's just something that I've noticed. Anyways, let's start here. I might have to change brushes. I'm kind of if I don't get it to work right away, I sometimes will switch up my brushes. So sometimes what I start with isn't what I end up using. So I apologize if you guys, really pay attention to the brushes that I use. I'm also going to go ahead and slide that on the outer third of my lower lash line. It kind of is, but it's not really. Alright, I'm just doing the outside corners right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of my Makeup Geeks to do the inner corner. I'm going to use the small crease brush. Dip into that same brick red shade that we started out with and pop that on the inner corner. to go ahead and intensify the inner and outer corner of the eyes right now. So just again, staying with that same dark brick red shade, I'm going to dip in and just kind of intensify around the inner and outer V closer to the lash line. I just want to clean up around the outer perimeter, so with a clean blending brush, this just happens to be my Smith 232, I'm going to blend around the edges. Okay, it's looking pretty good. You can see some of the color sticking out of my hooded eyes, but just to add just a little bit of depth, I'm going to go right back into that shade that is right next to my brick color. So it's going to be a shade that's a couple of hues darker than my skin tone, and go back out with that MAC 217 and just kind of go back and forth until you've reached the level of intensity that you want. I will just be taking a really metallic foiled shade, any metallic foil shade that you have. Let me give you an example of what I mean by metallic foil shade. So it's got a very shimmer, very reflective nature, and then, you know, just a slight dip, and then you can really see how much, I mean, it looks foiled. It looks like I have aluminum foil added to my hand. So that's kind of a shadow that you want to grab. This is kind of the star of the show, so I will go ahead and tell you this is Sydney Grace's Tiara. I'll grab my Unique Deluxe brush and just some setting spray, whatever you've got handy will do, just because this is a very, it's a nice wet shadow, but I don't want any fallout underneath, because if I go ahead and try and dust that away, more than likely I'll just get streaks of that shimmery color. So to avoid that, if you add a little bit of substance right there, then you can really get a nice stick. And then just stay in the middle, stay in the center. And bring that all the way up. Now I'm going to bring that tapered up into my crease and a little bit above, just because my eyes are slightly hooded, so I want to make sure that when I fold my lid that this shadow right here is up high enough that it's basically folding onto itself. And just start out with just a little bit. Anastasia A25 brush again, and dipping a little bit into that brick red shade. I'm just going to feather over this shimmer shade so that we kind of blend in the edges. Just a little bit. I think I want to add just a touch more of that brick shadow on the inner portion and the outer portion of my eye. I am going to take this liner brush and grab, again, I say the star of the show was this shimmer shadow, but I really believe like it's probably this one right here, and grab this and just drag it on the lower lash line and give myself a little bit of definition underneath, because I picked some lashes that are, they're very bold. So I guess I should probably finish my story. Earlier, I really had set out to do a look that was more colorful and cheerful and a little bit more in depth, and had quite a bit dynamics, but due to time restraints, I'm just going to go ahead and do this look. And so the lashes aren't going to necessarily match the look, but we'll make it work. A liquid liner or anything like that. I'm just going to take a shadow. Any black shadow you have. Again, same liner brush, and just stamp. Oh, last time I did this, I got all that black shadow. Oh, that's all right. This will hide the lash band. And why not? Let's add a little bit down here as well. Okay, so that's kind of the look that we're going for today. It's just a nice, beautiful, soft halo eye. I'm going to go ahead and blend this out just a little bit on the bottom, and then I'll return with my lashes done in the lashes. I know, right? A little bit dramatic. So I did have to add a little bit more underneath, and things got a real hot mess real quickly. I did have some fallout, so I always suggest if you're going to be using this dark of shadows to do your base first. I'm not exactly 100% comfortable coming on camera without any makeup on. I've got a really ruddy complexion, so I get a lot of redness, and it's just, my skin's real sensitive, so I just prefer to do my base before I come on camera, so I just kind of powder over it to fix that. But I do want to add just a little bit of liner on the lower lash line, and then add just a small touch after that. Okay, so just grabbing my pencil here and running it on the lower lash line. I'm just taking a really chocolatey brown color. This is Unique's Prim. I'm just taking that. And again, everything that I use today is going to be linked down below in the description bar, so if you guys want to grab anything. A lot of the shadows that I use are being discontinued because I do a lot of Makeup Geeks, so that sometimes can be a booger. But I just want to add one more teensy weensy little thing to the look. I'm going to grab a nice shimmery champagne color, and then just grab like a C brush of any sort and tap on just really lightly, and add some to the brow bone and the inner corner highlight. So just a little bit. These lashes are something else. Okay, now for this particular look, I do see some glue, excess glue, so I'm just going to grab some black here and line the top of this, maybe, sorta, kinda. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I can't exactly see here. There we go. Okay guys, that is the completed look. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you all out. So alright guys, that is it. That is the completed look. I hope you guys all enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you really appreciated the extra touch that I put into curating some of those quotes and some of those Bible scriptures into this this video for you guys during this really trying time. I know you guys have a lot on your mind, and my heart and my thoughts go out to the families affected by COVID-19. So I just really, this is kind of my way of doing what I can. I hope I kept you guys a little bit distracted, and I hope that you guys could find a moment of solace in this really difficult time. Stay with me guys. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that like. It's free, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.